That bag of dog food in your kitchen right now did not just come from a brand. It came through a store, it came through an app, a subscription, a warehouse club, a pet store aisle, or a marketplace seller you may never have checked. And what those stores hide before the food ever reaches your dog's bowl is exactly what we need to talk about. We pulled FDA pet food guidance. We read AAFCO's own consumer language. We dug through recall history. We looked at public company reports. We traced the retail path from the shelf to the checkout screen to the bowl on your floor. And what we found is not just about bad dog food. It is about a system that makes bad decisions feel convenient. To be clear, we're not here to scare you out of feeding your dog. Your dog has to eat. This is not about blaming owners who buy from the easiest store or the cheapest store or the store their vet told them to trust. This is about making sure the store is not making the real decision for you. By the end, we will give you the store-proof checklist that protects your dog no matter where you shop. Do not skip ahead. Here's the first thing most stores never make obvious. A bag sitting on a shelf is not the same thing as an approved bag. The FDA says pet food has to be safe, made under sanitary conditions, free of harmful substances, and truthfully labeled. That matters. But the FDA is not standing in the aisle choosing the best food for your dog, and AAFCO, the group whose name appears all over pet food label language, says it does not regulate, test, approve, or certify pet food. Let that sink in. The words on the bag can sound official, but the shelf is not a safety seal. Store number 6 is Amazon, and the hidden problem is the seller, not the logo on the app, not the 2-day shipping. The seller, when dog food comes through a marketplace, the brand name on the listing can distract you from the most basic question. Who is actually selling this bag, storing this bag, shipping this bag, and standing behind the lot code if something goes wrong? A low price can look like a win. A listing can look identical to the official product. The photo can be perfect. But if the seller is unknown, the discount is not the whole story. The condition of the bag matters. The expiration date matters. The lot code matters. The packaging seal matters. And if the food arrives damaged, stale, missing a readable code, or from a seller that does not clearly connect back to the brand or an authorized retailer, your dog's daily food just became a mystery box. Translation: convenience is not traceability. If you buy dog food from a marketplace, do not just ask, is this a brand I wanted? Ask, who sold it, who shipped it, and can I prove where this exact bag came from? Because when a recall happens, the recall is not based on the pretty product photo. It is based on lot numbers, best by dates, plants, distributors, and the physical bag in your pantry. Store number 5 is Petco. And this one is more subtle, because the aisle feels cleaner. Petco is very good at making the dog food decision feel like wellness. Better lighting, better language, fresh food displays, premium bags, services around the store that make it feel more professional than a grocery aisle. But wellness branding is not approval. A prettier shelf does not mean the food has been audited by someone neutral. That is the trap. When a store builds an entire identity around health, the owner starts outsourcing skepticism to the environment. You see the word natural, you see a higher price, you see a smaller bag with a cleaner design, and your brain fills in the missing sentence. This must be better. But the back of the bag still has to answer the same questions. Who made it? What is the first ingredient? What does the AAFCO statement actually say? Are there artificial dyes? Is the protein named or generic? Has the manufacturer had recalls? This is not a Petco only problem. It is the premium aisle problem. The store can curate the mood, but it cannot read the label for your dog. Your dog cannot tell the difference between a wellness wall and a discount shelf. It eats what you pour. Same bowl, same body, same risk if the food is wrong. Store number 4 is Walmart. And here the hidden issue is scale. Walmart sells dog food the way it sells everything else. Massive reach, low friction, low price, and enormous volume. That can save a family money. But it also means a problem with a specific lot can move through a lot of homes before the average owner even hears the word recall. In 2024, Pedigree Adult Complete Nutrition, grilled steak and vegetable flavor, dry dog food was voluntarily recalled because it could contain loose metal pieces. The reporting said 315 44-pound bags sold across 176 Walmart stores with a specific lot code and a best by date in March 2025. No injuries were reported at the time. Look at what the owner had to do. They had to see the recall, know the exact product, find the lot code, check the best by date, and then stop feeding from a bag that may already have been opened. That is the part. The shelf never tells you. The danger is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is a small line of text on a recall notice, a lot code printed on the seam, a best by date most people never read, a bag that looks completely normal until you know exactly what to check. Mass retail does not remove the responsibility from the owner. It makes the responsibility easier to miss. And Walmart has another history that every dog owner should know. In 2018, a local TV investigation reported that testing found pentobarbital, a euthanasia drug, in 9 of 15 cans of Gravy-Train dog food. Later recalls and withdrawals involved names dog owners recognized, including Gravy-Train, Kibbles, Ian Bits, Skippy, and Olroy. We are not saying that is what is on the shelf today. We are saying this: a store brand or familiar discount name does not protect your dog from supply chain failure. A euthanasia drug in dog food. That is not a marketing issue. That is the kind of fact that changes how you look at a cheap can forever. And once you understand that the label is only the front door. The next question is more disturbing. Who is behind the store brand and what else comes out of the same plant? Store number 3 is Costco and the Warehouse Club model. This is where the price looks smart. The bag is huge and the store name feels like a guarantee. Sometimes the value really is value. But the hidden question is not whether the store has a good reputation. The hidden question is who actually made the food at what plant under what quality controls, and what other brands were tied to the same production system. Private label is powerful because it borrows trust from the store. The front of the bag gives you the warehouse brand. The back of the bag may say manufactured by, distributed by, or produced for. Those words matter. Manufactured by means one thing, distributed by means another. Produced for means the store may own the label, but another company may own the food making reality. Translation, the name you trust may not be the name running the plant. And this is where the Diamond Pet Foods case becomes the warning. Every warehouse shopper should remember. In 2012, the CDC linked a multi-stage Salmonella infantis outbreak to dry dog food produced at Diamond Pet Foods facility in Gaston, South Carolina. The CDC reported 49 human cases, 47 in 20 US states, and 2 in Canada. Among the people with available information, 10 were hospitalized. The recalls covered 17 brands and more than 30,000 tons of dry dog and cat food. That is the moment this stops being just a dog story. Dry dog food sickened humans, people handling the food, the bowl, the scoop, the pantry bin. Children can touch the bowl area. Adults can touch the kibble and then touch the kitchen counter. A contaminated bag does not stay inside the dog. It enters the home. One plant, 17 brands, more than 30,000 tons. That is what private label and co-pack food can hide if you never ask the manufacturer a question. A cheap warehouse bag may be fine. A premium bag may be fine, but the store name on the front is not enough. You need the plant story, the recall story, and the quality control story behind it. Before we get to the 2 stores that worry us most, take a second to subscribe and hit like. It helps push this investigation to the dog owners who need to check their pantry tonight, because the next 2 are not just about labels. They are about the business model behind the repeat order and the corporate loop behind the recommendation. Store number 2 is Chewy, and Chewy's hidden issue is not the bag, it is the repeat. Chewy made pet food frictionless. You choose once. You set the schedule and the food arrives again and again. That feels helpful because it is helpful. Nobody wants to run out of food. But the more automatic the purchase becomes, the less often the owner rechecks the label, the formula, the seller, the price, the recall history, and the dog in front of them. In fiscal third quarter 2025 reporting, auto-ship customer sales were reported at about 83.9% of Chewy's total sales. Read that again in plain English. More than 4 out of every 5 sales dollars came through repeat automatic orders. That is not just convenience. That is the business model. The store does not need you to choose again every month. The store wins when the choice becomes invisible. And dog food is the perfect repeat product. Your dog eats every day. The bag empties. The new bag arrives. You open it without thinking. Because the system trained you to trust the repeat. But formulas can change. Suppliers can change. Prices can climb. Bags can shrink. Your dog's age can change. Your dog's weight can change. A recall can happen while your next order is already in the mail. Auto ship is not evil. Forgetting is the danger. If you use it, you need a rule. Every new bag gets treated like a new decision. Check the formula. Check the lot code. Check the seller. Check the first ingredient. Check whether the price changed. Check whether your dog still does well on it. Convenience should serve the owner. It should not replace the owner. Store number 1 is PetSmart. And this is where the food aisle and the veterinary world start to feel uncomfortably close. PetSmart has long been associated with Banfield pet hospitals inside stores. Banfield is part of the Mars veterinary ecosystem. Mars is not just candy. Mars is pet food, pet health, pet diagnostics, and veterinary care. Royal Canin, Pedigree, IAMS, and other major names sit in the Mars Pet universe, while VCA is part of Mars Veterinary Health and operates more than 1,000 small animal hospitals. That does not mean your veterinarian is corrupt. Let us be very clear about that. Many vets are good people trying to help sick animals. This is not an attack on the person in the exam room. This is about the corporate map around the recommendation. If the same broader ecosystem is connected to the food, the hospital, the vet network, and the nutrition brand, then the owner deserves to know that before treating a recommendation as neutral. This is the closed loop problem. You walk into a store, you see the food, you see the hospital, you see the recommendation, you see the words. Veterinary, science, prescription, complete, balanced, trusted. And because your dog cannot read any of it, you make the decision on trust. But trust without a map is how the system wins. The most important question in that aisle is not, what does the front of the bag promise? The most important question is, who benefits if I never question this? Who makes the food? Who owns the hospital? Who funds the nutrition language? Who gets the repeat purchase? Who gets the subscription? Who gets the margin? Once you ask those questions, the aisle looks different. Now let us pull the camera back. The real warning is not that you should never buy dog food from any store. That would be useless. Your dog needs food. The real warning is that you should never buy dog food blindly from any store. Not because the store is always bad, because the store is designed to make the hard questions disappear. Here's the checklist. First, identify the seller. If it is online, know whether you're buying from the brand, from the retailer, or from an unknown third party. Second, identify the manufacturer. Look for manufactured by, distributed by, or produced for. Those phrases are not decoration. They tell you whether the name on the front is the same name behind the food. Third, read the AFSCO statement carefully. You're looking for the life stage and the method. Formulated to meet a profile is not the same. Emotional signal as feeding tests, both can be legal label language, but they do not tell the same story. Fourth, read the first ingredient. Named meat is different from generic meat meal. Named meal is different from unidentified byproduct. If the label hides the species, ask why. Fifth, look for the additives your dog does not need. Artificial dyes are for you, not for the dog. Your dog does not need red chunks to believe the food contains meat. Be cautious with BHA, BHT, ethoxyquin, vague animal digest, and generic animal fat with no species named. If the food needs a spray-on flavor mask and fake colors to sell the idea of meat, that is not premium, that is theater. Sixth, check recall history before the bag becomes a habit. Search the brand, the manufacturer, and the store name with the word recall. Check the FDA recall page. Check the lot code when the bag arrives. And if your dog is on a therapeutic or veterinary diet, do not panic switch on your own. Call your veterinarian and ask the better questions. What is the active therapeutic purpose? What ingredient does the work? What alternatives exist? And who makes this food? This is how you take the decision back from the store. Amazon does not get to hide the seller. Petco does not get to hide behind the wellness mood. Walmart does not get to make you ignore the lot code. Costco does not get to hide the plant behind the private label. Chewy does not get to let AutoShip choose forever. PetSmart does not get to make the food aisle and the hospital door feel separate without you knowing the map. Your dog cannot do any of this. It cannot cancel AutoShip. It cannot read a lot code. It cannot ask who manufactured the food. It cannot tell the difference between a real safety standard and a pretty bag. It trusts you every single time you fill that bowl. That is why this matters. If the store can hide this much before the food even reaches your house, imagine what is hidden inside the treats, the dental chews, and the so-called prescription diets sold after the vet visit. That story is bigger, more expensive, and much harder to see from the front of the package. We are investigating that next. Subscribe for more pet food investigations and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next one. Stay informed, stay skeptical, and read the back of the bag before the next scoop hits the bowl.